Hi there, sweet souls. How are you? I wanted to make a quick video today to talk about what it means when you're seeing repeating numbers or any sort of symbol, whether it's an animal, like you're always seeing a squirrel pop up, or an owl, or again, a repeating number, that ultimately these symbols or signs or repeating numbers should change. If you're always seeing fours, it should change then maybe into repeating eights or repeating sevens, or then seeing the owl every time. Sometimes people are like, oh, I always see owls, or I always see squirrels, whatever it is. Well, it should shift, it should go away. Why? Because it's trying to get you to sink into a feeling, to let go of something, to move forward with something, to do something, to embody something. So then these numbers, it shouldn't be that we are always seeing repeating threes over and over again. Unless you have like a purpose number, that's a little bit different. But if you're always seeing your birthday, that's a nudge to get going. Doing what you came here to do, to this planet Earth, to share your gifts. But you shouldn't be seeing it all the time. It should change. It should go away and shift into other animals or other repeating numbers. So an example I share is, and I talk about this a little bit more in detail in my podcast episode, How Intuition is Speaking to Us, and I go over each of the repeating numbers 1 through 9. So be sure to check that out if you want more of that. And one of them is that about a couple of years ago, spiders were showing up for me all the time. I would leave my home for 2-3 days, and everything would be, all the windows would be closed, and I would come home, I would go to bed, I would wake up, and there would be a spider hanging above my head. All the screens are perfectly intact. There are no holes. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. Yet I was having spiders everywhere, every day for 2 years, all the time. It didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what essential oil I sprayed and used. They were just popping up all the time. Well, until I realized what they wanted me, what they wanted me to do, to sink into, then all of a sudden they went away. And that was maybe about 3 years ago, and I think I've probably seen a spider about 3 times since then, whereas before, for 2 years, I was seeing them every day. So to give you an idea of what they were trying to get me to let go of, sink into, embrace, move forward with, be one of those, can be a combination of those, was not only did it turn out that the spider was my spirit animal, and I have a whole podcast on finding your spirit animal as well, but they kept showing up because it wanted me to forget that it was my spirit animal. It wanted me to sink into the energy or the medicine that a spider embodies. And what that is a spider, she goes out and she weaves her web. She does not go out and chase the flies. She lets the flies come to her. Spiders are also they're known for kind of associated with writing, because their webs can look like the alphabet. So usually if that's showing up, a friend of mine said, she goes, oh, well, I always see spiders when it's a nudge, like I should write another blog post, or I should write, start writing a new book. She's a well-established published author. So for me, it was as soon as I realized this was my spirit animal and started looking it up and what a spider embodies, then I started to embody that, and overnight they went away. So it was, just do what I do, put out the intent. For me, it's not so much about going out and emailing a bunch of people and seeking out all these opportunities. It's me just embodying it, and I draw it to me. And then that's something that I teach now to others, because that's part of my purpose. That's part of my medicine. So again, it should shift. It should change. You shouldn't be seeing them all the time. Say something I wrote in my notes, like say an owl is showing up. Well, an owl I think of is an animal that's very active. It's very nocturnal, and an owl has really great sight, so it can see through the darkness. So maybe an owl is showing up telling you, hey, you kind of need to read between the lines here, or there's some things that are not maybe super obvious that you need to take a look at. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a move that you're considering to a new city or a new home or a contract, or again, maybe it's a food, or I always keep going back to relationship. Maybe there's something that you need to read between the lines on, and as soon as you realize it, then the owl will stop showing up. So same thing with the repeating numbers. If you're seeing repeating fours all the time, four is always about structure and foundation, and it's also the Emperor card in tarot. So again, a very fatherly, by the book kind of energy. And so maybe repeating fours are showing up because you're working on something that is establishing a good foundation for you. So keep going. But then once that foundation is established, you don't continue to pour the foundation over and over again. You start then to build the other floors, right? And so you start to offer other things once you build your website, or you start a Facebook group, and then you branch out from there. So the fours should go away. They should then shift into something else. Like I said, repeating twos, or maybe then they're combined with eights. Four is the structure. Eight is usually aligning with material abundance, so prosperity. So you've built the foundation now for the financial prosperity part to come in. So again, the signs and symbols, whatever they are showing up for you, should shift. They should go away once you sync, let go of, embody, or move forward with whatever it is nudging you to do. So I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you soon for the next video.